In this video, we will explore important strategies in self-help listening part 1. Before we even start, I want you to do something very important. Slow down mentally. Self-help listening part 1 is not about reacting quickly. It's about staying calm long enough to see where the conversation is actually going. So, in real life, when someone talks about a problem, they don't arrive at the solution immediately, right? They complain, they explain what went wrong, and they talk about what they already tried. And only when they realize that those attempts are no longer enough do they finally make a decision. Self help copies this exact human pattern. If you expect the answer too early, you will miss it. While listening, you have to follow the person who is affected. As the audio begins, your first task is very simple. Don't focus on ideas, focus on who is affected. There is always one person who is uncomfortable, who is stressed, or feeling inconvenienced. That person owns the problem. Their emotions change during the conversation, and their thinking slowly becomes clearer. The other speaker may sound confident or practical, but they are only reacting, not deciding. If you follow the wrong person, then you follow the wrong logic. Okay? So now imagine you are listening to this conversation. A woman starts by saying that she is feeling quite stressed because her car would not start that morning. Because of this unexpected issue, she ended up being late to work and missed an important meeting that she had prepared for in advance. From the very beginning, her frustration is clear, and you can hear that this situation has real consequences for her daily life, right? So the man responds sympathetically and asks whether she has checked the battery. He suggests that sometimes a simple jump start can fix the issue, at least temporarily. So this suggestion sounds reasonable, but you have to stay patient. You don't assume this is the answer yet. The woman again explains that she already tried that. Her neighbor helped her jumpstart the car of the previous day, but unfortunately, the car stopped working again the very next morning. So, when she says this, her tone shifts slightly. She sounds less hopeful and more realistic. The problem is repeating. So, the man then suggests replacing the battery, mentioning that it is usually not too expensive and does not take much time. Once again, this sounds logical, but you still don't lock anything in. Logical does not always mean final, correct? Then the woman hesitates. She explains that when she visited the mechanic last month, she was told that the alternator might also be failing. So she expresses concern that if alternator is the real issue, replacing only the battery will not actually solve the problem. The man agrees with her reasoning and acknowledges that replacing the battery alone might be a waste of money if the alternator is faulty. So at this point, the woman sounds calmer and more certain. She says that she has decided to take the car to a repair shop for a full inspection, even though it will likely cost more. She explains that she would rather understand the real problem than keep dealing with the same issue again and again. Before the conversation ends, she adds that until the car is properly repaired, she plans to use public transportation so that she does not miss work again. And then the audio ends. Now, this is exactly how self-help part 1 works. You heard multiple ideas, multiple suggestions, and multiple actions, but only one clear decision. Now let's go to the question. Okay? What is the woman's main problem here? There are four options given. Her car battery needs to be replaced. Her neighbor is unable to help her. Her car problem is affecting her work responsibilities. The repair shop charges high prices. And the right answer is option C, because her real problem is not a technical detail. It is the impact on her life, right? She missed an important meeting and her car is no longer reliable. So, self-help almost always frames problems in terms of human consequences, not mechanical issues. Got it? Now, let's move on to the second question. Why does the woman feel that jump starting the car is no longer a good solution? And the options here are: it is too expensive, her neighbor is unavailable, it only works temporarily and the problem returns, the mechanic advised against it. And here the right option is option C. Do you know why? Because she told that she already tried jump starting and the car failed again the next morning, right? So here the key idea is repetition. When a problem keeps coming back, self-help moves away from short-term fixes. Okay? And the next one is, why does the woman hesitate to replace just the battery? Options are: she does not have enough money, she recently replaced the battery, mechanic mentioned as possible alternative issue, the car is too old. Of course, the option is C again, because her hesitation is based on past information, right? She remembers the mechanic warning her about the alternator, which makes her doubt that replacing battery alone will solve the problem. Okay, so option C is the right option. And the next question: what decision does the woman finally make? To replace the battery immediately, to ask her neighbor for help again, to take the car for a full inspection, to sell the car? So, yes, option C is the correct answer, because this is the calmest and clearest moment in the conversation, right? She clearly states that what she will do next. And in self part 1, final decision sounds settled, not emotional. So these are some of the key ideas that you can incorporate when you're listening. Okay. Now, the next question is, what will the women most likely do until the problem is resolved? Cancel her meetings, use public transportation, work from home, borrow a car from a colleague. And the option is, of course, option B, because she clearly mentioned, right, about temporary action, not the main solution. So, using public transportation is how she plans to cope until the real issue is fixed. So, option B is the right option. So, if you take one lesson from this entire section, let it be this. In self help listening, part 1, problems repeat, early solutions fail, decisions come late, and answers sound calm. If you wait patiently instead of grabbing the first logical idea, part 1 becomes predictable and very scoreable. Okay? So that's all for today's video. Kindly like, share, and subscribe for more self help tips. See you in the next video. Bye bye.